Okay, so that didn't work out well. This is Matthew of Luminous Beings Books, and I'm coming back after a hiatus that feels like it was far too long. Things in my life have been busy with work and whatnot. I want to come back and finish doing all my posing for all the characters, or I want to finish the storyboarding for Superheroes Get Hungry 2. Here are the Cosmic Cadets. Something I was thinking about doing originally was comic book covers, and I thought that's not a good idea, but something I need to do is, something I decided I want to do is finish a signature pose for each character from all of the different, all the characters featured in Superheroes Get Hungry 2. I want to give them all a signature pose, and I figure I need to do that now. So, and that'll help me. I can add those signature poses into the book, I guess, or I'll pick one of the best, or I'll pick the best among them and include them in the book, and anyway, maybe frame some of the paneling around that. So here's the Cosmic Cadets. They're all about 9 years old, and they kind of have signature poses here, although I'll be honest, these are just like copy and pasted. You can see this here is the same as this here, and this here is the same as this here without the weapon. And actually this was, I think this over here was mirrored over, and then I put the I can't remember what this is, the weapon, the fox weapon here. I want to go ahead and really define what these guys are about, and really use creating a signature pose for all these different characters as a way to define who they are and give a little more personality. And like I said, hopefully that'll help me finish off my storyboarding, which I really want to do before the summer's over, and get these over to an artist to get the book published, because I'm ready. It's been a long, long time that I've been working on this, and I want to do other things, and other things with these characters, get this published, etc., etc. So anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start sketching out. Although I did want to test something real quick. You can see over here, I've seen professional artists use multiple colored pencils, blue and red specifically for some reason, and they do different things with them, and honestly, I'm guessing at what they do with them, because I haven't received that kind of instruction, but I know they use them. I just don't understand why. But I thought, since I can't find a regular pencil, maybe I should try it out and see if I derive any benefit from it. It's kind of silly, but anyway, I don't know. I think I'd rather do the red under and the blue on top, but yes, the red under and the blue on top. So I'm just going to start working on posing one of them. So I've got we got Fox, Swan, or Fox, Pegasus, and Swan. I don't know who I'm going to start with. They don't really have a solid leader. It's very much more of a equal group, or I'm trying to think of the word for that, egalitarian. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to start on this. So something interesting about the Cosmic Cadets that I've been thinking about recently is they are focused on a couple things. Rescue, defense, and this one might seem kind of funny, but it works, exploration. Really, I want part of their origin is that they're cadets, and it means they're in training to become more advanced in an order or society or whatever that does all this stuff kind of out in space does. So intergalactic, I don't know, like not Marines or soldiers or cops, but hey, this is Matthew coming in with a narration over this. I went on the video and didn't say anything for minutes at a time, and coming up next, actually, you see how my hand's hesitating. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do, and I actually paused the video for like 10 minutes to go ahead and look up what I wanted to do, and I'm not going to go over that again because I introduce it later, but I just wanted to give some more background on the Cosmic Cadets in this video. I'd originally designed them as, well, I really wanted a male version of Sailor Moon, because I had seen Sailor Moon a couple years ago, and I was pretty impressed by it. So, which, if you don't know, it's a manga that was adapted into an anime in the 90s. The manga is written by Naoko Takeuchi, who I hope she's made like millions and millions of dollars from Sailor Moon, because she did some good work. And she's anyway, it's a story about girls, magical girls, and in that story, it turns out that this kind of crybaby, I don't want to say loser, that's too harsh, immature girl, 14 years old in high school is, or I don't know if she's in, I don't know how, high school in Japan is different from America, so I really don't know which grade she's in specifically, but she's 14 years old. That's more important, I guess. And it turns out that she's actually involved with this ancient kingdom from the moon, and really it turns out that the moon was or on the moon was a society of advanced beings, and there was an ancient Earth that was kind of advanced too, and there were magic wielders, and now this girl is being called upon to find and protect a princess along with other sailor guardians, and they have all these different powers based on planets, and she's identified with the moon specifically, but then there's other sailor guardians who she meets, 4 or 5, and they're all based around the planets, Earth adjacent, in our solar system. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was really neat. I liked it a lot. And I thought, it would be fun to do like a boy version of Sailor Moon. And there actually is right now. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go into all that. But originally when I wanted to do that, I went ahead and I started working on a different character who I ended up using for something who became an entirely different character. So I kind of said like, well, Sailor Moon, they're called Sailor Scouts, which is actually in the English version, but in the Japanese it has a very different connotation. But I thought I kind of like the idea of scouts, and what's something like scouts that I could do for these boys, this boy team of sailor guardians. And I realized, I can have them be cadets. They're cosmic cadets because they're learning to be part of this group. And recently I got to thinking that I really want specifically for this to be an ancient intergalactic group of not peacekeepers, but like voluntary people who volunteer into a service, and they're kind of like nature enthusiasts, park ranger type people that we have here in our world now. And I thought that would be fun, and I wanted these to be like young kids because I think there's not I had Power Rangers when I was a kid, and I enjoyed Dick Tracy, and there's like a kind of classic pulpy genre of like boy hero stuff. And spoilers, when I get to, I have planned to expand the Cosmic Cadets just beyond these 3 boys, but they're the core characters in their stories, and I don't know, I just think the Dick Tracy kind of gadgety detective heroes are fun, and I wanted to play with that. So, hold on. Now, something with posing that's very important is you need to make it look strong. Now let me just explain what this is supposed to be conveying. So this is the 3 Cosmic Cadets. It's these guys over here. Whoa, it's far too zoomed in because I have a tiny reference. So this guy's the Fox, Canis Minor. This guy's Pegasus, which is Pegasus, and this guy is Cygnus. They all have power or motif related to a constellation. And anyway, so he's fast, they have kind of many powers or many aspects to their power, but he has the ability to use like a super speed. He has a great strength, Pegasus, and Cygnus has the ability to use sound as an attack, or for defense, whatever. So what I decided to do with their poses is have Mr. Fox, the speedy guy, running in like that down to run pose. Have him kind of in like a strength position, maybe flexing his muscles, maybe just I don't know, holding something up, something like that. And then he's like cupping his hands around his mouth to focus the sound, and so he's doing that. And I think because they're little kids, this will work. Like, it's kind of cute, and it makes sense. And two, the greatest thing about it is they're so different visually. They're at different angles. So he's slightly off this way. He's very much that way, and he's kind of dead center. And I kind of like these poses. They kind of make sense for what their powers are. Actually, I mean, like I said, they have more. Their powers are more extensive than just that. But I wasn't quite sure how to show it, so I decided to do that. I guess I'll go in with my blue now and try to layer the actual look of them on a little bit. So bear with me as I go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I'm jumping back in here to finish talking about the Dick Tracy gadgets thing. So Sailor Moon's pretty magical and it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't really have the gadget aspect into it, or in it too much. There's a couple trinkets and items that the girls use, the Sailor Guardians use, but the Cosmic Cadets, I thought it would be fun to have them, like I mentioned, have those gadgets and things, because I've always thought those were cool. I actually resisted giving them watch phones, which is something I've always loved and always wanted since I was a kid. But they have a couple things. They've got magic, or they've got a pen that has some technology in it that does different things. They can click buttons, and clicking the buttons on the pen will do different things. I think there's a light on it. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've looked. There's like a rope for like a grappling hook type thing, and a couple other items. Again, my focus is not on having these kids be violent, because they're kids, and if you can find a way, if I feel better about finding a way to make them be involved with kind of high-flying, swashbuckling, fun action that involves less violence and destruction, or them overpowering or attacking something or someone, and more of them undermining the ability of an enemy to do the damage that they want to do when they are in combat situations. And other than that, I want to set up scenarios for them where people are in danger, a bridge is going to collapse, whatever, and they're able to work together to handle that. And going back to this order of volunteer rescue helper people that they kind of are growing up into, with the help of this training like artificial intelligence robot thing that picks them and helps them as a mentor to them, as a tutor. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Well, regardless, they get into situations where they can rescue and save the day by working together and by combining their abilities and their gadgets and stuff. And that seems like a lot of fun to me, especially because these three kids are from different ethnic, religious backgrounds, and I thought that would be real fun. We're living in a woke world, folks, and I've been, I don't know, semi-woke for some time, and I always thought it would be cool to see this sort of thing. So I'm doing it, and I'm doing it with something I'm comfortable with. I'm I don't know, kind of taking the pulp series, because of the time that it was made. I think it's pretty much always been very very Caucasian, very like of its time, and I enjoy pulp so much. Especially, I think I've mentioned Red Panda in association with the Cosmic Cadets before, but the Red Panda is a Canadian superhero who's a pulp hero, really, and great audio drama that I listened to for a couple of years, and there's some great books, and they're definitely inspiring, and I don't know, it seems fun to me to have these little kids kind of not emulate that, but kind of represent or golly, like embody the spirit of that sort of thing. Because I think it's pretty cool, and it's a fun genre. And the cool thing about especially Greg Taylor's Telling of the Red Panda is he was able to tell one-off stories that were very successful on their own, and he was able to also weave long ongoing narratives, and then he was able to kind of do both simultaneously pretty successfully. And anyway, that's inspiring to me, and that's the kind of thing I aspire to write with the Cosmic Cadets. And I would like to have them, because they are, as I keep saying, cadets. I would like to be able to tell stories with them in the future where the scope of what they do is expanded, and maybe set them up with little arcs where they go through things for a while and then kind of let time elapse and move the story forward as they are progressing in their development and using the abilities that they're gaining and the technology that they have at their disposal to do different things and to do kind of bigger scale things, but always keep it fun and light and breezy. So there's that. And also, I think I mentioned this earlier, but my daughter did convince me that there should be a girl Cosmic Cadet, and I figured, why not? So maybe after I'm done drawing the poses for these guys, I'll have thought about her a little more, and I'll do a design for a girl this age, and because I want, as they age, the suits to be different. So that's all for now. Looks a little bit more like he's surfing or riding a skateboard or something. I mean, if I did this, it would feel just as natural, which is a little silly. So I definitely need to work on that pose. It was a little ambitious for me, and I should have had a reference more, but I didn't. Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop right there for now. This video is getting a little long, and yeah, that's all I have to say for now. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this, go ahead and like, share, subscribe. You can ring the notification bell to get a notice on your phone or through email, whatever, whenever one of these comes out. And anyway, thank you for your time. And remember, take care of yourselves and each other.